Today is one of the most important days in Heidi Moforth's life.
Roslyn, are you woken up? I'm woken up. Don't forget all the things I told you.
No, I won't.
Don't do anything silly.
No,
Don't forget the star.
Yeah,
Have a good day then. Go on off you go, you'll be late.
All right.
It's a day she's dreamed of since she was a small girl.
I'll take it away gently and confidently.
For Heidi, a little piece of railway history is about to be made. For me, well, this was the end of an extraordinary journey. The journey had started several weeks earlier at the other end of the country, and looking back, there's no doubt I was something of a steam virgin. You see, I'd always imagined hell to be a bit like this. Noise, heat, the smell of burning, and the steam. It gets everywhere, in your clothes, in your nose, in your hair, and some say, in your blood. Can I have a ticket to go down the line, please?
Right, sir. There we go.
That's great. Thank you. If they invented steam engines now, the environmentalists would surely have had the beasts banned even before they'd left the drawing board. And would we really have been any the worse off? To be honest, I have absolutely no interest in steam trains whatsoever. Maybe that's because I can't even remember the last time I travelled on one. And after all, it's only an opportunity for fully grown men to behave like small boys and get a lot of oil under their fingernails and drink too much beer, isn't it? For years, I'd been mystified by what exactly it is about these infernal machines that send so many enthusiasts into rapture. Now, at last, I had a chance to settle the matter, and rather to my surprise, I found I couldn't wait to get going. I planned my journey carefully, in the knowledge that the only thing I knew about steam was that I had everything to learn. I decided to start on one of England's most northerly steam lines, the North Yorkshire Moors Railway, where locos chug backwards and forwards all day along an 18-mile stretch of line across the moors. From here, I'd head down south, via many of the most celebrated preserved lines as I could. My goal, perhaps the most famous of them all, the Bluebell line in Sussex. I'd always thought that the world of steam was an exclusively male preserve. In this, I'm delighted to report I could not have been more wrong.
Could I have your tickets, please, sir?
You're a woman.
Yes, sir, I am a woman. Well, I hope I'm a woman anyway.
Are there many women on the railways?
There are two of us on this railway on the operating side, and there's quite a few of the private railways have women on as well.
You and who?
On this railway, it's Dorothy and me. She's my normal ticket inspector, and we nearly always work together.
So you're a team?
We're a team. We are the Grosmont A team.
The Grosmont A team?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Because we're the best team at Grosmont.
What do the men say about you?
They don't like it.
Why not?
They get a bit uppity, because they think they're far superior than we are.
So there's a little bit of rivalry there, isn't
There's a little bit of rivalry there, yes.
He said, oh, we'll use the F15, get the F15 on straight away. As soon as the freight's there, we can whip up to Gorton with
Oh,
a
no,
set.
he told me back road. Let me go find out.
Oh, hey, come on, we've got to get our facts right here. As far as I know, now I'm going up the hill.
Oh, right.
Change your plans again.
But we've been accepted by the men. Well, majority of the men, anyway. And they welcome us.
She thrives on it, of course. It's become her life.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've always been interested in steam trains from being a child. My great-grandfather was an engine driver. My late husband worked for British Rail. And When he died, I became a volunteer on the NYMR.
What attracts you about it?
Steam engines. They are big, beautiful and powerful.
Are there women in other steam preservation societies?
Oh, yes, there are. In fact, I think on one railway there's 1 or 2 women drivers.
Have you got any drivers here?
No, on the steam side, no, we haven't.
This is actually not coal burning, this is pure steam, isn't it?
This is pure steam here, what's coming out now. Yeah.
What does it do to you when you get the smell of this stuff on your skin?
Oh, I don't know, it's just... I suppose we would relive in history, I would think. You try to imagine how things used to be in the good old days of steam on BR.
It's early in the morning for a question like that, isn't it?
No, not really. Not really. I'm quite alert. The bee is worn off now. From last night.
Did you have a good session last night?
Oh, yes. I did have a good session last night. Must have had about 3.5, 4 pints, I think, last night.
So a good steam bath is a good way of kicking off the day, following morning.
Yeah.
Good for hangovers.
It is good for hangovers. I very rarely start a morning off on here with a hangover. Because it just goes. You know, the minute I walk out the station house door, it just clears completely. Because you've got to be quite active and, you know, have your wits about you.
Good.
So you can't afford to have a hangover. 4 engines there.
What do your family make of your interest in steam?
They think I'm crackers. But they can understand it. They can understand it.
Perhaps you are.
I probably am. But then I don't care. I don't care at all. I just love it. It's my hobby. I like being out on the moors and meeting various people.
It's not just a hobby, though, is it?
It's like smoking. It's a drug. It gets to you and you can't leave go.
Can you have treatment for this?
A nice pint or 2 in the station tavern in an evening works wonders.
And the nice thing about being married to the railways is that you don't need anyone's permission for a night out with the boys.
Cheers.
All right.
Nectar.
You enjoyed that?
It is after a hard day's work,
Yeah,
yes.
certainly is.
Doing one of them at about 3 o'clock this afternoon, actually.
Couldn't we all?
After Marjorie and the North York Moors, even I had to admit that BR is rather dull, although marginally less smelly. But then as I was sped from Yorkshire down towards Cheshire, I started to wonder whether in fact that wasn't just the point. As so often in life, we've become obsessed with getting there rather than savouring the sheer pleasure and sensation of travelling. My destination was the south, and by carefully timing the connections, I could change at Crewe just in time to join a vast army of men and women, many of them known as grisers or scopophiliacs, people with a tendency to gaze intently at loco and rolling stock for long periods. They gather with cameras and notebooks whenever and wherever one of the surviving steam legends puts in a public appearance. Excuse me, what time's the train due in?
It's due out at 11:10. The loco's just coming on now. It should be on time.
What's it called?
Princess Margaret Rose.
Why is it called that?
The locomotive is.
Why
The
is it
train
called
itself is called the Innis Mon, plus the Welsh name for Anglesey.
Why is the loco called
Well, they named the princesses after various members of the royal family when they built them in the 1930s.
How would you describe the attraction of these machines?
Well, it's a sort of elemental attraction, I think. Earth, fire, and water, the elements that have built the planet, and they're somehow encapsulated in a piece of machinery.
Does it do something for you?
Well, it's very thrilling in a sense of exhilarating through the speed and the noise that it makes, yes. Well, I wouldn't say there's anything kinky about it.
I wasn't
No,
suggesting
you weren't,
there
but,
was.
Each one has its own particular beat, has its own talk of hiss, and so on. They're individual.
Is this steam engine a male or a female?
Oh, well, invariably we call them females. Same as a ship.
Why?
Habit?
Temperamental.
You're dead right, sir.
I've got beer. I'm all right.
Yeah, right. OK, well, here's to a good day out again, lads.
Cheers.
Yes.
Nobody admits it publicly, but the Greisers are looked down upon by the steam volunteers who actually work on the locos, who regard them as mere voyeurs, obsessed with numbers and detail, of observing steam rather than living it.
We've got to be very careful because of the wind resistance, pretty awful, against the microphone. However, at this speed, it shouldn't make much difference.
Hello, Basil. Is this seat free?
Can't you see I'm bloody well recording? What the hell do you want to do that? Interrupt me for? I'm trying to get the sounds of the locomotive. Sit down and shut up. Oh, what do you want, anyhow?
I just wanted to ask if this seat was taken. Was this seat taken? Is this
Sorry, I'm off the air.
Oh, right. So I can sit here, that's all right.
Yes, you can.
Good.
Anyhow, what do you want?
Nothing really. I wanted to ask you about you're actually recording the sounds of the journey on this.
Well, I am, by and large. I do it I take a tape recorder wherever I go. On my trains, on my paddle steamer, because I preserve other things. I used to drive a tram for a short period, believe it or not. I'm too old now. But,
so your mind creates the pictures as though you were there?
Yes. You see, I'm half blind, too. You'd hardly believe it. I can't see out of my right eye at all. But I love it. It keeps you alive.
Do you go on a lot of excursions like this?
I don't come on as many as my husband does, because I like the comfort of a Pullman, which you don't always get on the trains.
How many does your husband go?
About half a dozen a year, perhaps, as many as that. It varies. When he sees a trip that he really likes, he'll go on it and come back exhausted, of course, sitting all day, doing nothing. But, oh, it's exciting. Makes me feel young again.
70 miles west of Crewe, we hit Llandudno, and a chance for the Greisers to waste not a moment in lusting after every detail of the machinery.
There's a bogies. That's balanced in the middle. It's got a central trunnion. And the whole thing is like a separate chassis. You with me?
I found myself, though, drawn to those clearly elevated to a higher plane, the glitterati of the steam world, the men on the footplate.
I mean, it'll just pull anything.
It's going to orbit, will it?
Yeah, well, if you don't
Got what
control
they
it.
call 28,000 pound horsepower.
Drawbar.
On the drawbar. 28,000 pound horsepower.
We'll test it today.
What's it like when you've got your fingers on the controls?
Oh, it's lovely. It works for everything. It's like a woman, it just keeps it going nicely. You know, she behaves herself, you're all right.
Is it like a woman?
Yes, we call them she's. We don't call them he's. They're all, she's a good one or she's a bad one. Keeping the power on and taking it easy with it. Will she do this or won't she?
From Llandudno, it was just a short rail trip down to one of the legendary steam lines of Britain. The Festiniog may be a small railway, it's narrow gauge, but its attraction and power over the emotions of those who work on it couldn't be greater. The line was built in the 1830s to carry slate from the hills. And the journey through one of the most beautiful valleys in the Snowdonia National Park was simply one of the most enjoyable I've ever made. For the first time, I realized I wasn't in a hurry to go anywhere.
Would you like any refreshments at all?
What have you got?
Yes, spirits, cold drinks, hot drinks, teas, coffees.
What? Well, can I have a gin and tonic?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe it's the feeling of euphoria induced by that rattling little engine puffing down to the coast that has helped this line earn a reputation as the marriage bureau of the steam world. I'm told this is a very romantic line for people to work on, is it?
Yeah, a lot of people end up getting engaged and married. You know, they meet on the line when they come to volunteer on that in the season.
Why is that, do you think?
I'm not sure. I think it's because they find they've got a lot in common because they both like trains and they enjoy going on the trains together and being down here together. So I think that's why they end up like they do.
Is it something to do with the air up here in the mountains?
I don't know. They say the water's better, but I'm not sure about the air.
The line ends at Porthmadog, from where the slate was shipped to roof buildings in every corner of the empire. Today it's as busy as ever it was, but now it's much more of a meeting place. For passengers, of course, but more importantly, for the volunteers who keep the line alive. This may look like a common or garden workshop to you and I, but beneath the oil and grease, it's provided the launching pad for dozens and dozens of love affairs. People like Dave Charlton and Sarah Shrives.
Can you just check that one for us, love?
I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher at a large comprehensive school in Tyne and Wear. Teach physics and science.
And I'm a chartered librarian. I work for a firm of consulting engineers.
When I'd finished university, I had a little bit of time to spare. Came up, started working on the Buffy cars. And after a few years, started guarding, and since then I've worked in many aspects, including carriage restoration, civil engineering. Of course, one of the things I have done here is meet Sarah.
I met the railway almost the same time as I met Dave, because my brother was here as a volunteer. In fact, Dave knew my brother before he knew me. And I got involved and decided to sort of follow him around for a little while, and I said, I like this sounds interesting. So I went to see the gentleman in charge and said, I'd like to train to be a guard, please. And he went, what? And I said, I want to train to be a guard, please. He said, are you serious? And I said, perfectly serious. So after a certain amount of discussion, he took me on as a trainee guard. And the following year, I was actually on the temporary staff. You finished yet?
No, I'm on the last one now.
This railway can be blamed for a number of marriages, not just ours. And it's surprising. I don't think that the railway is at all romantic, other than its scenery. That the nitty-gritty side of it is anything but. It's very hard work in some aspects.
Because there is a much broader mix of the sexes on this line than you get on many other volunteer lines, you do tend to find that they meet socially. And in any situation where you have males and females meeting socially, you will get a proportion of people meeting their mates for life.
Like Eileen and Neil, and Stuart and Sarah, who are the line's newest married couple.
It sounds incredibly daft, but I was on a train on my day off and met up with this lunatic who'd been staying in the same hostel as I had, and sort of went from there.
We sort of hit it off, and after that sort of got to see each other a bit more often. She arranged her dates to fit in with mine, I arranged mine to fit in with hers, and it sort of followed on from there.
Was it love at first sight?
I require notice of that question, and I think he would as well.
It was sort of, well, how about it? Nothing romantic about it at all.
Did she hesitate?
No, she didn't.
One occasion of late, someone booked the entire observation car, and the purpose for that was to take his girlfriend up the line and proposed in the observation car, complete with flowers provided by the Buffy crew at spontaneous moments, rather well timetabled spontaneous moments.
Now, you've got a hostel here, and it's unsegregated, which is quite unusual in the railway world, isn't it?
It's segregated, but it can be, depends on the hostel ward and depends on the people concerned. and really depends on who's staying in the hostel at the time. If the warden and the parties dictate, it can be strictly segregated. If the parties and the people staying don't want to be segregated, the hostel warden won't enforce it. We all know the risks of mixed areas, but sometimes we're so tired at the end of the day, all we want to do is fall into bed and sleep.
Like a great, all-embracing family, the Festiniog gives succour to plenty of others apart from just those eager to find a mate.
A lot of people do not like lying about and doing nothing. Young people like to work. An awful lot of people like to come and do physical work after sitting in academic environments, sitting in libraries, studying. They want to come and bend their backs.
So, right, if you go that way and get your bone meal and your yogurt pots, please.
We are, in some occasions, the third generation of volunteers. People who volunteered in the 50s, their children have come and volunteered in the 70s and 80s. And now we're starting to see young children coming along and helping.
The bond between the sort of 10, 11, 12-year-olds is very high. They're very good with each other. They find like people, basically. I mean, some of the kids say, I haven't a lot of friends at home because they're not interested in the kind of things that I'm interested in. I'm interested in doing and finding out and, you know, and they find like-minded youngsters.
It's not only the young for whom the railway has brought a new lease of life, even if it does just involve making tea.
I'm one of the old members, and I've no railway skills at all. But living on my own and knowing how to cater for myself, well, it's something I can do and something I enjoy doing.
Don't you have a family?
No. No, I'm a bachelor, and I am an only child as well. So, of course, I've no nieces or nephews, no grandchildren or anything. But look how much I save at birthdays and things like that.
Has the Festiniog become your family?
Oh, yes, definitely. I've always got somebody to talk to. I'm a real gas bag.
I'd like to have stayed, but the grey sea mist was already rolling in and they could hold the last train for me no longer. "20 miles south and just time to call into another famous little railway, the Talloch Linn, the world's oldest preserved narrow-gauge railway. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Can I get a ticket to the Severn Valley from here? Is that possible?
Severn Valley is Kidderminster. Certainly, Town to Kidderminster.
Can I do that?
Yes.
For David Leach, director, line controller, signalman, guard and booking clerk, the railway's become a family too. He says it saved his sanity after the trauma of divorce.
And we're all welded together by the need to keep the trains running, but apart from that, we have the same joys and tribulations as any other family. We have deaths, births, marriages, not always in that order.
Where would you be without the railway?
Personally, I would be somewhat lost, and I think most people who work on the railway would have the same feeling. We've all been through personal problems of one sort or another. And we've all, if you like, come to Towing to feed off the support that the other people who work on the railway give to you.
Halfway on my epic little journey of discovery south. Ahead, the Severn Valley Railway, the Didcot Steam Centre and the Great Bluebell Line. But already it was becoming clear that there's a lot more to steam railways than just having a nice day out. With only minutes to spare, there was Kidderminster Station at the head of the Severn Valley Steam Railway. I'd been amazed to discover that there are well over 100 preserved steam lines like this in Britain. It's a major industry, with thousands of volunteers keeping the old trains running. And for what? For us passengers? To keep a bit of history alive? One thing I now knew for sure is that there's a lot more to it than that. I was now midway on my journey down through Britain to the famous Bluebell line. And what I'd not considered until now was the possibility that the engines themselves should be regarded as objects of great beauty, giving their admirers every bit as much pleasure as Rembrandt or Mozart. Which is why you'll never find the true aficionados sitting in the carriage. With a camera like that, you have to be a griser.
No, not a griser, just a photographer. It's my husband and my friend's husband, Ray and David, who are photographers, steam photographers and grisers. And they're up the line, we're waiting for them or getting it out to the next station.
Why aren't they here with you?
They don't like travelling by train. They actually just like photographing the train.
They're grisers, and they don't like travelling by train.
Well, they don't call themselves grisers, they call themselves enthusiasts, but that's their main concern of the train.
What photographs do you take then?
Mostly landscapes and pictorial photographs, possibly because David was interested in trains and we used to travel about a lot and we used to go into the most beautiful scenery, so I got quite interested because it was a bit boring just sitting around in the car or just standing around, so I thought I would take some as well.
So it's a question of if you can't beat them, join them.
Join them, that's right.
Have you given it, Ray?
Stop and a half now.
And the rest?
Joan Eatwell and Jane Schofield have been dragged by their husbands, David and Ray, hundreds of thousands of miles all over the world in search of the ultimately sublime image of steam.
Hello, how do you do? Hello.
And has it threatened their marriages? Has it left them searching for a good therapist or solicitor?
Good.
Has it helped?
Good.
Where have you taken photographs? Where have you travelled to?
Well, this year we've been to 10 countries, would you believe, just for steam.
Just taking photographs of steam?
Oh, yes, yes. Well,
holidays as well.
We've been tourists as well. We've always seen something else.
yes, but we did China purely for steam.
China's an awfully long way to go.
But they've got unique locos, of course, in China. And they're still building them, you know, still building steam locos, turning them out. Until recently, they were turning out one a day.
So you boys go off on your own a bit sometimes, do you? But is it easier without your wives?
No, it's very useful to have them along at certain times, but we've been known to dump them in the middle of Delhi, for example.
What happened in the middle of Delhi?
Well, it was a question of, I'm sorry, here's a train. Can you find your way back to the hotel? And off.
And they did, literally that.
And Joan takes photographs too, doesn't she?
But Joan's photographs are the more artistic sort, I'm afraid.
Does she take better photographs than you?
Oh, infinitely better than me. Oh, yeah. But not of steam trains, though, really.
When it comes to steam train photos, you're the best.
She's better than me, yes.
Yeah.
I'm always told that they're wrong, however many I take, or I do try.
So he's always needling you, is he?
A bit, sometimes, yes. But I can get my own back.
Are you rivals, though, do you think?
Not really, because...
You nearly said yes, then.
Well, yeah, it's only because I'm wrong. We're rivals in as much as we try to get our own pictures best, don't we? But we specialise in different things. No, we're not really rivals.
Do you have arguments?
Sometimes. David thinks that you must always have a sky in the picture. And I say, no, you don't always have to have a sky in the picture, because if you get a white sky, it detracts from the rest of the picture.
That sounds fair enough. What's wrong with
No, of course not. If you haven't got any sky in, you've got no actual perspective, have you? I mean, I look at a picture without sky in, and I feel I'm being... cramped, if you like, yeah. But each his own, you see, each his own. I've been photographing trains since 1948. If I can't get it right in that time, then I'm never going to get it right. Tell you one of my favourites at the moment, that's the Duke of Gloucester. That's absolutely superb. It's one of the engines that I used to photograph 30 years ago, or like one of the engines I used to photograph 30 years ago. It's everything a steam engine ought to be. Beautiful, big, plenty of smoke when you want to photograph it, just the job.
Where is it?
It's at Didcot at the moment. If you go to Didcot, yes, that's on your way, isn't it?
It's steaming and it works up and down with a train on a track.
Despite what it did to my trousers, even I had to be impressed by the creation known simply as the Duke. Although like other objects of great and compelling beauty, it's had a dark and powerful effect on many of those who've come near it. This is Peter King, former police sergeant.
I saw the Duke as a schoolboy when I was a train spotter, and the first time I saw it, it was the finest thing I'd ever seen, and I fell in love with it. But when steam was withdrawn wholesale, the Duke was scrapped, and I thought it had gone, cut up. And I was staggered to realise that it was still in existence, and I went down to see it, and it was just a mutilated hulk. When we began, it was called the Impossible Dream, because nobody believed it could be restored. And in fact, we were, to begin with, a laughing stock. Then people thought we were just an amusement, and then after about 12 years, they began to take us seriously. And now, of course, nobody can doubt that it's possible, because here it is. And we've had 15 good years on the main line with it.
Now, when you look at it now, when you're riding on it now, what's it do to you?
It is a feeling I can't really describe. The Duke has a life of its own. I know all engines have a life of their own, and they all have something special for the people involved. The Duke has something extra. It has a presence and a spirit that speak to everybody involved in it, and most of the group are absolutely obsessed with it.
What did your wife think about your obsessive love for this machine?
Well, it was always a battle between my wife and the engine won. So, unfortunately, she's now my ex-wife.
So your wife left you because of this?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I don't really know. She called our little group the Silly Society.
Does this problem happen with the other guys?
Yes, it does. We're all the same. It's a consuming passion.
Are they all divorced too?
Several of them are.
Really?
Yes.
Because of this then?
Yes, I would think so.
Well, maybe it is possible for a wife or husband to be so jealous of something like this that they walk out on their marriage. I'd never seen the legendary Flying Scotsman before, but like the Duke, I couldn't help but notice a tremble in the spine when it hove majestically into view. No wonder then that after months and years of devotion heaved upon them, they have the power to turn people's lives upside down. And so at last to the Bluebell, the pioneer of preserved lines in Britain. The setting for 100 film and television period dramas, and the home of the ultimate railway family. This is Mick, a senior Bluebell driver, and in his spare time a British gas engineer. And this, his wife Heidi, about to attempt that little bit of railway history. And if ever there were two human beings more in love and harmony with steam and each other, well, do let me know. They actually live right beside the track, although even that, one suspects, is too far away. Couldn't be more convenient for you, could it?
No, it's lovely. It's an old railwayman's cottage and railwaymen are still living in it.
Yeah.
The only inconvenient thing...
Heidi Moforth is the woman I'd travelled so many miles of steam railway to meet. You're going to get locomotives coming up past your windows soon, aren't you?
They'll be driving past, yes, but they won't be shedded there. They'll always be shedded at Sheffield Park.
Now, it's unusual enough to find a woman who actually works on the footplate as a fireman. But Heidi's hoping to become the first woman in Britain allowed to drive a steam engine on a major railway.
You shut the gate, please, Nigel.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Some people would say it's not a very ladylike thing to do.
No, it's not at all ladylike, no. That's quite true.
You don't mind that?
No, I don't mind not being ladylike. There's more important things in life than being ladylike, aren't there?
Now, when the children came along, how did you fit them into this life?
Well, you said it there. I didn't change my life to fit in with the children's needs. Right from day one, I made them fit in with what I wanted to do and what we wanted to do. When Henry was a few weeks old, and I was lighting up an engine, the North London, I think, Mick came along and said, "Oh, I fed Henry, I put him in the kitchen car in the sidings so he can go to sleep." I said, "Oh, fine, it's a good idea." Mick went off, came back a bit later, said, "They've put the kitchen car on the train and taken it to Horsted Canes." And there was Henry in it in his carry cot. I said, "Well, never mind, he'll be back in an hour." And he was, still asleep. So he had his first train ride on his own when he was about 6 weeks old. It's always an early start. I mean, we have to leave the house maybe 6, 7 in the morning. And we're perhaps not back until 7 or 8 at night.
So that's a bit of a luxury, is it, when you can do it together?
It is, yeah, we always enjoy it, yeah.
Still blowing on.
We work together well. We found that when we work on the footplate, we're a good team. We always enjoy ourselves. Our relationship is based more on friendship than on romance, I think. And the fact that we get on so well is because we've got so much in common and do a lot together. He's quite proud of me, I think.
I do encourage her. I have encouraged her along. Well, I hope I have anyway. She's keen and she's a woman in a man's world, and I think she needs a bit of encouragement and has done. She's fitted in very well. Once she became a fireman some years ago, she was respected for that. And I think she had to work perhaps harder than the men because, so as I said, being a woman in a man's world, it was not taken seriously to start with.
The ones who are least approving are railway enthusiasts, photographers. And I suppose that's partly because it's not authentic. And they do like things to be authentic. They like to have the right engine in the right livery, with the right train, and the crew to be the right sex. And of course I can't provide that. If they ask questions, they will ask the male on the footplate the technical questions. What does this do? What does that do? They'll ask me things like, does your husband mind you doing this? Do you mind getting your hands dirty? Don't you think it's unfeminine? They never ask me anything technical. They always assume that I must be the least qualified person there. They'll still be assuming that when I'm a driver.
Today, it's the big day. Heidi's old friend and footplate companion, Mary Rigby, is up at the crack of dawn to prepare the engine for Heidi's exam. She spent the whole weekend here, leaving her husband and son behind in their rather more comfortable terraced home in Ruislip. Like most of the Bluebell staff and volunteers, Mary will be spending much of the day nervously watching Heidi being put through her paces by the examiner. And of course, she wants the engine to look its best.
Yes, what I'm doing is quartering the buffers, and it's really just a finishing touch. It just makes the engine really look really smart, and it's usually only just done on special occasions. To try and concentrate and get the lines. As you can see, the buffer divided up into four sections, and then the emery paper is basically just polishing it in 4 different directions so it catches the light. That's the theory.
From the field in front of their cottage, Mick and Henry have ringside seats.
You see the train coming yet? Can't hear it, can you? I wonder what she's doing. I thought she'd be right, don't you? You think so? Yeah, she will. All
below, the fireman will tell you the advanced start result. Would you check it, please?
Hyde is taking a senior fireman's exam. If the examiner, who's officially appointed by the Ministry of Transport, decides to pass her, she'll be allowed by law to be in sole charge of a steam engine.
It was a little bit nerve-wracking. When he's standing there watching you, you're very aware of him all the time. As soon as I arrived and started oiling up the loco, I felt all right because really it was just another day.
OK, that's good. Let the engine run.
He didn't interfere, and I was quite aware that it's up to me to make the decisions and drive the train and make all the decisions about running and get the train from the coal dock, ride the engine on time, that sort of thing.
Well done, Heidi. I can see you can handle a locomotive competently, and I'm perfectly satisfied that you'll be able to handle any locomotive on this railway with safety. But I would say this, that you've got to knock the young fireman into shape. And plus be a teacher as well as a guider.
I see.
So I'm pleased to say that you have passed the senior fireman's test in this round.
Thank you very much, Robin. I'm very pleased. Thank you for sparing me your time.
Well done.
I passed.
Well done. Good girl.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Great.
I passed, George.
Oh, well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
When's your next test?
For a couple of years. Hello.
How you doing?
Guess what?
What's up? You passed.
You're married to a senior fireman.
Hey! Well done. Well done. Jolly good. Going to celebrate. Can I have a cup of tea, eh?
Yes, definitely.
Come on, then.
Definitely.
Well done.
Mummy, look. Hello, sweetie.
Senior fireman. Why didn't you ring me?
Mummy's passed.
Waiting by the front, I passed two. You don't ring.
Mummy got busy with various things.
Oh, right.
I had to kiss George and I had to kiss Mike.
Oh, well, you kissed everybody, did you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
What about kissing me, then? Well done. Well done.
Oh, you're just working up, Poppy. Hmm? All that fussy. Mummy's passed. Isn't that wonderful?
Parties on the platform at Horsted Keynes station are reserved to celebrate only very special occasions.
You get your money out. Thanks, Heidi.
And so say all of us. And so say all of us. And so say all of us.
Heidi had won me over like everyone else, of course, so when next morning she asked me to join her on the footplate to be her fireman for the day,
Oh, you've got your overalls on? All right. Yes, you're properly dressed now for the footplate. Come on then, the train's waiting.
I hesitated only a moment.
Yes, on you get. Keep going. On again, come on.
Very fast, eh?
And right down the back corner. This is the back. Flick your shovel round the corner. That's it. That's it. That'll be all right.
How come the tea always tastes much better on the railways?
Because you're so thirsty from all the hard work. That's the only reason. Gotta get ready, haven't we? Yeah.
Hello, Mark. How are you doing? Hello, Nick. Yeah, of course you can. Having a great time. Of course you can. Come on. Now, you stand at the back whilst I do all the business, all right?
Carry on, yeah.
Out of the engine.
You're letting the regulator off now a bit.
I'm just opening up a little bit more because we're coming up to the hill.
Right. And we're getting quite a bit of steam up.
We have, you made a good fire in it, just on the red line, which is where it ought to be. You put some more coal on then?
Can I put some coal on?
Yeah, or we go down the nick if you go.
Right, better go on now, right. You'll have to give me a hand.
It's extremely heavy. I can't do it on my own either. Right, put that in there. You have to hold the rope. Now you hold on to that and I'll turn it on.
Right.
How far down is it? Have a look.
It's about 2 feet.
Right.
Getting up to the bottom lip of the top. Whoops! That's supposed to happen. So put it away.
Yeah. No, don't take it right away, because the other engine's got to fill up as well. Just stay there. Stay there.
Thanks for the warning.
Blow the whistle.
You want me to blow the whistle?
As hard as you can.
How do I do it?
Really hard.
Not working.
Cool. That's it.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, I did feel 6 years old again, and it was wonderful.
I'll do it again, shall I?
Oh, once more.
It's a great feeling, isn't it, being able to
But
do
believe me, I'd never admit that to a soul.
Women think I'm mad because they think it's sort of housework on a grand scale.
It was always a battle between my wife and the engine won.
Don't come down here if you want hearts, flowers, candlelit dinners, that sort of thing. You're more likely to get oil.
Hello, Basil. Is this
Will you shut up? I'm trying to record something.
It's only an opportunity for fully grown men to behave like small boys and get oil under their fingernails and drink too much beer, isn't it?